Welcome back to our snowboarding van series across the United States. We're nearing the end of our month-long adventure, and this episode has a little bit of everything. In this one, we run into one of our biggest van hiccups yet. The house battery is no longer charging.
Something's not working correctly with some type of alternator or some type of electronics back here.
We also can't forget our current water leaking issues and that darn system code 13.
Heating system, don't get me started on that.
But things turn around as we make it to Steamboat Mountain Resort in Colorado. And yeah, it lives up to the hype. Without further ado, let's get into it.
Okay, so we've just arrived at the parking lot of Steamboat. This is in Colorado. I think the town's called Steamboat Springs or something like that.
Yep.
It's free parking here, and they offer a free shuttle to the gondola. They're absolutely getting so much snow right now. There is a couple parks, but parks will probably be garbage today just because there's just so much snow coming down. The tree riding apparently is awesome here. So we're just making breakfast right now. This got rated an 8 out of 10 on World Snowboard Guide. So it should be a good time. Can't wait for this breakfast. I'm starving. We slept at a Walmart about an hour away from the hill. And that's just because we left from Jackson. There she goes. Oh yeah.
Sorry.
We left from Jackson Hole last night. Looking forward to a day of some good snowboarding.
Yeah.
Deuces.
So we were just getting ready to go. I wanted to check what the battery was at because this bag got wet.
Because of the water issue we're kind of having back there. We got some towels to kind of soak up some of the water. I was just going to try to dry it out a little bit before we hit the slopes. We have a hair dryer and we actually have a boot dryer as well. I just wanted to check the battery before I started draining some of the juice on the battery. And I noticed the battery is at 23%, which is kind of odd because we drove for an hour. And I would have thought that after an hour of driving, this would have charged the battery back up to what it should be.
There's a bug.
This is interrupted by a big spider. There's the spider. Sorry, buddy. You know the rule, no spiders in here. So you are dead. Sorry. So the fact that this didn't charge and there's no issue on the inverter itself tells me something's not working correctly with some type of alternator or some type of electronics back here. I'm just going to keep an eye on it, but one thing I'm going to do is just going to hit that main switch. This is this main switch, so this will just probably restart a lot of components. Turns off the supply from the battery to pretty much everything. And back on. The solar panels will actively charge it, but it's a very, very slow charge. And plus, the solar panels are getting covered with snow right now. So that's pretty much it. Hopefully that fixes it. If not, if the battery doesn't charge, that's not the best at all. Also, what I found was odd. So we unplugged from Fireside, and then we drove to Walmart, and I only had 77% on the battery. So it didn't charge at all. By the time we got to Walmart, because we had a 6-hour drive, we should have been at 100%. If the thing never charges from the car anymore, for whatever reason, we have to always find a campground to plug in to essentially charge the battery. Anyways, that's where we're at. Let's get out there.
Okay, so we're gonna try and clean off these solar panels. Something on here. Nice and cleared. You didn't drink it.
We're actually supposed to go left. And I would walk 500 miles and I would walk. What are we trying to catch, Chels?
I don't know, I'm just going where you tell me.
Get that mahogany. That's what the locals are talking about.
That is mahogany.
False.
Oh yeah.
So we finished our day at Steamboat. It was great. However, we came back to the van and the battery didn't charge.
Essentially what's happening now is the only way we were able to charge the battery to a decent amount is by plugging into shore power, in which case we've plugged in now. I think we should move because there's some other RVs. We don't have this spot booked. We just pulled in to use it to charge.
Riley just wanted to pull up here to make sure that, hey, this thing is actually charging.
So here's the app here. We can see here that it's green on the power, so it's actually adding current to the battery. 3 hours and it would be 100% full. Let's, we're gonna get out of here so we confirm that we can charge here. Let's actually get a legitimate spot and then
Charge her all the way up. We haven't even checked the water issue.
water issues, at least of our orders here.
Okay, so we got our site booked. It's pretty cheap, 28 bucks. We'll charge up, but we just don't have a way to figure out how to fix this problem.
Yeah, down at the campground, there's literally no service.
Good views though.
They're beautiful. This is a nice campground for 28 bucks for sure. The only thing that maybe caused an issue is I had the car running while I was connected to shore power.
Why is that bad?
I don't know. I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's bad because I'm pretty sure my dad has done that. Alright, so I'm gonna plug this in so we can charge up this battery. God, I don't know, Chels. Like, where is the battery? Why isn't there battery in this big ass book? Big book here. Nothing says battery. Induction, heating system. Don't get me started on that. Precision circuit monitoring panel. Oh yeah, precision my ass. Oh, look at this. How did this get back into this glitch? See this? I'm surprised this went into this glitch. I know how to get rid of it. Now we need to turn off the whole thing. There shouldn't be any issues with turning off everything while the car is connected. So I think I'm gonna do that. It's the main switch. Maybe should I turn it off outside first? So I can't clear this without resetting this. But to kill power on this, I gotta kill the main switch, which I don't know if I could do if I'm plugged in. I think I'm gonna disconnect first and then kill the main switch.
Okay.
So it's powered. 30 amp. Oh wow, that's a nice view. Even if you're having problems, how can you get mad at that? Whew. Just give me a sec. It's been the 8th millionth time I've done this. The battery's now a solid blue, which that was flashing before. Maybe it's flashes when it charges. Okay, not green. Green, that's what we're looking for there. 1 kilowatt, 80 amps.
Welcome to the kitchen. Welcome to the galley. So I'm just gonna be preparing us a dinner, basically pasta with some meatballs that I pre-made before the trip. Right now we're just boiling water. It's always good to get your veggies in, so Caesar salad is gonna do for that. I don't wanna use a lot of bowls and stuff that we have to clean all the time. So what I generally do is put the salad in Ziploc freezer bags, split this up between 2 days. Water's boiling, so let's add the pasta. I've been storing everything in these little containers. They actually fit perfectly in the little pantry here. Half the cheese. We just squish it all in the bag.
Best part. Shake it up, baby, now. Twist and shout. Come on, come on, come on now, baby, now. Toss this in there. Add 30 seconds. What the hell was that?
Blew a fuse.
Oh, we're on battery power. We might have tripped the 30 amp breaker. Can you believe that? We tripped the 30 amp breaker.
Outside?
Yeah. Hopefully, got no problems. We don't have to move to another site. We might not be set out for this.
We require too much electricity.
Squeeze by there. It's not bad. Okay, Chelsea wants me to go. Oh no. Oh boy. That's never a good sign. We didn't trip the breaker because we got power there. And that's never a good sign. What the fuck's going on here? Whoops. Wasn't supposed to say that.
What was it?
I don't know. Still to be determined. Man, we just can't catch a break here.
I heard like some, you know, like the fuse snap
Yeah,
sound?
yeah,
I heard that in here.
Oh, there is an electrical panel. Where is that?
Right here?
I thought that was fuse. Oh no, that is electrical. Oh, it is. The 30 amp here. There's a 30 amp here.
Okay.
So go all the way down.
So now we're fine?
No, not yet. I gotta go back outside.
Okay, maybe go do that.
Well, hold on. Yeah, okay.
It was Siri. Any beeping sound to us is like terrifying.
Okay, so I'm gonna go outside.
Okay.
Reset that now. So, okay.
Oh my god. Now what?
I'm drawing too much current. Alright, that'll help. Let me get outside. I just wanted to check what the batteries are on right now.
Hurry up.
No, this is for the vlog, Chelsea. So I guess one thing to note, I guess we can't go balls to the wall with on shore power here. And man, has this been an adventure, eh, Chelsea? Already got the appetizer ready, the salads. Now look at this. Oh man, that looks so nice. Very cool spot we have here. Although we have no internet whatsoever. Oh, yeah. Okay, so update on the lack of charging to the battery. So I talked to this guy from Balmar. After talking to him, we figured out that he also supplies the part that looks to be defected, and that's the alternator. So I thought there was just one alternator for both batteries, but there's actually two alternators. So the alternator that does the chassis battery is fine, and we knew that was fine because the engine continued to turn over. But the alternator that does the house battery is not working. So the troubleshooting steps that we did is we turned on the car, and I read out the codes that we got on the voltage regulator, which is this guy here. This is the voltage regulator. So everything seemed fine. We were actually getting voltage from the alternator. There's a couple pins there that I can test that come from the alternator, and then that go to the battery. Then he was like kind of saying it looks like it's a bad alternator. All we did to test is we tested with the car off. So we're supposed to have voltage with the car off, which we did, 13.2 volts. Tested it at idling, still stayed at 13.2 volts. And then Chelsea just increased the RPMs, and it still stayed at 13.2 volts. So this thing is not actually outputting any current. Something is defective in the alternator itself.
Riley called Transwest, and I guess they can't have the part in for like 2 weeks. So by that time, our trip is already going to be over.
We could still get by without the alternator. It just means we got to be a little bit cautious of battery consumption, as well as we need to connect to shore power every once in a while to charge the battery, make sure our solar panels are clean, so whatever we can get from solar, we get.
Right now, we're going back to the campsite at Stagecoach Park. We're gonna plug in, and I'm gonna do as much cooking as I can. Then once that's all done, we're gonna go back to Steamboat, do I guess kind of like a half day-ish. Well, it's still only 8:30, and then drive to Eldora, Colorado.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get a count of all the problems we've encountered. First, we start off with limp mode. We noticed that there was no power behind the acceleration.
Okay, she's on.
Okay.
Right?
Oh yeah, limp mode was like one of the more serious ones that I thought was gonna deroute our thing.
What I wouldn't give for limp mode right now. Then
The heater constantly goes into code 13 ignition failure. The heater's got a system fault code 13, no ignition. Issues with the heater again, but it just keeps going into fault code, so that's still an ongoing issue.
Then we had water leaking in from the windshield.
So the windshield did get replaced, and it looks like it's maybe not seated properly.
Then we discovered water leaking in the back.
So that could be because I didn't have the pump on while I was doing a power fill, and it just had some excess water go into like one of the cabinets, and it just essentially leaked out through the course of 3 days, but I think there's no more water anymore.
Well, we'll see. Then throughout the trip, we've had instances where we come back here and everything's off.
Oh, what the heck? This is off. Classic outage.
Here's the inverter. It's just randomly off. Yeah, I don't necessarily know what that is, to be honest. Everything just dies.
And now the final kick is the failed alternator.
Yeah.
There's got to be a cherry on top. Like that's like a meat and potatoes kind of problem. Oh, and there's a crack in the ceiling.
Max Air fan, plastic piece, has cracked off from the headliner. It should be all under warranty.
Oh, and how hard is it to get into four-wheel drive and out of four-wheel drive?
Yeah, that is something that's weird. I always find you can't just like throw it into four-wheel drive on the fly, so you kind of need to plan ahead. First thing I try is just very slow speed and just click four-wheel drive, So if that didn't work, then what I do is just put it into park and press 4-wheel drive. And if that doesn't work, then there's actually a sequence to force it into 4-wheel drive. And it's neutral, reverse, neutral, drive, neutral, reverse, neutral, then press 4-wheel drive. Whatever, you just kind of figure it out. Me just talking to these guys when we have an issue really gives me a better understanding of the vehicle. Anyways, so yeah, getting back to, we did buy a campground last night, and we're going to go there, plug in, do a whole bunch of cooking, and then hit the slopes. So Steamboat 10-chair gondola. This gondola is beautiful. There's a small little park. These guys aren't really known for their parks, but a lot of just boxes and pipes. This place is more known to get a lot of snow. And it's actually massive. Like, this is a massive resort. 23 lifts, 2 of which are gondolas that have like mid stations. I mean, this place is great. Honestly, if we were to explore it a little bit more, it might even
Your nuts are about to fall right off that seat.
They're my nuts. We had a POW day yesterday, and we went to Mahogany, which is like an isolated lift. It was a good time, but it beat the crap out of us, I'd say. So today we'll do more groomers, do some park stuff, explore the mountain a little bit. Second day vibes, baby.
I don't even know. Resort, 1, 2, 3. Resort number 11, Steamboat. Very pleasantly surprised with this place. It had very good glade runs. Unfortunately, I feel like the good parts of this place were overlooked by the fact that we had van troubles and van issues, as you've seen previously. Regardless,
I mean, we still got a lot of riding in, so.
Yep.
Yesterday we got a ton of powder, and today we just had a bluebird day, so we had a good variety of some great riding. The mountain is massive. I wasn't expecting how large this resort was. They have tons of lifts, tons of different peaks. I was trying to understand the mountain direction-wise, and honestly, I got lost every single time I was trying to find a specific area. The gondola was probably one of the nicest gondolas I've seen. It was a 10-chair gondola, super fast. The elevation drop on this thing is no joke. Like, I think it's 1,100 meters. You can spend a lot of time riding top to bottom. The slope was kind of perfect. The actual like resort is pretty sick. Like, it's super open. The escalator outside, a lot of these little like fire areas, a lot of seating, a lot of areas to pin up your board, water stations outside. It was packed, but there wasn't like a lot of wait lines in the lift.
they have a skating rink there too. You could rent skates, which was really cool. And the people there are so nice.
Oh yeah. They had free parking, free shuttle service. You know, we never had to wait for a shuttle. It just was always there.
And the lifts are pretty fast too.
Yeah.
And I found someone who had the same Vector Motion official outfit as me. I haven't seen anyone else wear that brand before. Shout out to Vector. Great brand. If you're ever looking into a new ski or snowboard fit, definitely check them out. I'll put their link in the description. So that's my little Vector plug there.
Oh yeah. We're heading to Winter Park right now, and they have free overnight parking, which, bless, this is like one of the only places in Colorado that has free overnight parking. Wow, that's just beautiful.
Yeah.
Picturesque. It's almost as beautiful as this guy. Yeah.
Oh.
Oh.
God, Riley! Oh my God! That is rancid.
Let me just address the elephant in the room here. I have farted. And it smells. Address that head on. That's another thing about being together all the time. Can't get away with not farting. Like, when someone's always with you, they're going to smell your gas.
Have you smelled any of mine?
No. What? I don't understand you. When are you farting?
Huh?
When are you farting?
Are you still farting?
No,
like, actively?
no, but one might come out. Oh, there it goes.
Oh my god.
We're at the tail end of our trip. It's been a trip of a lifetime, that's for sure. Getting our money's worth out of the Sicon Pass for sure.
That's true.
Oh man, the views here are unbelievable. I'm so glad we're doing this during a
During the day.
sunny day. This is phenomenal.
Wow.
Oh my god, this is like a double rainbow moment, guys. Look how beautiful this place is.
Thanks for riding along with us, literally and figuratively, as we tackle snowy peaks and van quirks. But the adventure's not over yet. Up next, we're heading to Winter Park, Eldora, and Copper Mountain for the final stretch of our road trip before heading home. More powder, more good vibes, and hopefully fewer van surprises. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you don't miss the grand finale of our snowboarding van series. Catch you in the next one.